Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today we'll be reviewing the Akmel Anaerobic Natural Processed Ethiopia from Coffee Collective. And there's the bag right there. All right, let's talk a little bit about Coffee Collective. So they're based out of Copenhagen in Denmark. And one interesting thing I wanted to note was both them and Le Cabra were featured on Cafe Box's website when I was ordering the advent calendar. So I'd kind of assumed I'd be getting one of those two Danish coffee roasters, but since neither of them were included in the advent calendar, I wanted to do one Danish coffee roaster to kind of continue along with the Scandinavian trend I've been doing on this channel. I already have a couple of Le Cabra reviews on this channel, so I figured perfect opportunity for me to do Coffee Collective, and I haven't done any Coffee Collective videos yet. I do have a kind of interesting history and past with Coffee Collective. I was very fortunate a couple years ago. They were the guest coffee roaster, the residency at the La Marzocco here in Seattle. So I had the opportunity to do a couple of cuppings from them, as well as drink their coffee pretty regularly for a month. So I got a little familiarized with this type of coffee, and it was my first time ever trying any Scandinavian coffee roaster, and I got fairly well acquainted with them. So I've always said I know that Danish coffee is a little better than I know the Swedish or the Norwegian coffees. But let me go ahead and get the information for this coffee out of the way. A little different, 93 to 95 degrees Celsius, so I believe that translates to 197 to 203 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the recipe they had on their website. I did 204 degrees Fahrenheit. I've always felt coffee tastes better at a higher temperature for me anyway. And I did a 15.625 to 1 water to coffee ratio. Again, that's the recipe they have listed on their website, and I think it works pretty well. I think I got this coffee pretty accurately. So let's go ahead and start talking about the coffee itself. Day 9, and I can't emphasize this enough, I always fall for this trap. It was too early to be drinking this coffee. And I got this coffee when it was at roast day 7, and I let it sit for a couple of days thinking maybe day 9 will be a decent time to start drinking it, but not really. Slight bit of fruits, but nothing notable. A lot of people know when you're drinking this light roast too early, you don't taste a whole lot from the coffee, and that was the case with this. Day 11, really red fruit forward, finishing off with some slight chocolate. And I wanted to talk about that chocolate real quick because the coffee smells like M&Ms. When you open the bag, the coffee beans and the bag itself smells like a bag of M&Ms. And it's kind of nice and it's kind of pleasant, and the coffee itself from time to time does have a chocolate M&M flavor to it. Day 12, very red fruit forward, strawberries and cherries, a bit of earthy tropical fruits is the way I describe it. Beautiful on day 12. Day 13, very cherry and strawberry again. Earthy tropical fruits, slightly less pronounced, still very nice. And then I experimented with the coffee just slightly, modified the brew temperature, but I couldn't help but feel it's much better at the higher temperatures. Flavors weren't quite as notable, some herbal tastes to go along with those red fruits. And then day 17, when I made the tasting wheel, the best day of the coffee so far. Tropical fruit forward as it cools down, some ripe pineapples to complement those red fruits, and a bit of these herbs and spices that were coming, which made the coffee stand out a little from other Ethiopias, especially anaerobic Ethiopias I'd had. So this coffee's different, and I really liked that about this coffee. Let me go ahead and put up the tasting wheel right now so you can see what I was getting. And the things that will jump out, of course, the sweetness, berry fruit, and the citrus fruit of this coffee. I'd say it's pretty nicely balanced for being an anaerobic natural coffee. Acidity, pretty high at a level 3, but it was a good bit of acidity. Florals, the spice again, level 3. It's the second time I've ever done level 3 for a spice on the tasting wheel, but again, not like hot sauce spicy, but the taste of spices. A bit of saltiness, and then the citrus fruit, of course, for the pineapple, but body relatively light. Chocolate maybe could have gone a little higher. Again, those M&Ms were pretty nice in this coffee. So who would I recommend this coffee to? And this one's kind of interesting because people that have been loving these lighter anaerobic coffees, this is obviously a hit for you, but it's distinct and it's a little different, so I think it kind of gives you the best of all worlds. For somebody that's kind of been put off a little bit by anaerobic coffee, I think I enjoy this one because I just think the balance in this coffee is better than most of the anaerobics I'd had recently, especially the anaerobic naturals. I'm really hoping to be reviewing more Scandinavian as well as European coffee roasters throughout this year. It's nice that I have a place that sells a lot of these coffees, so hopefully we'll be doing some more Coffee Collective videos in the near future. But I'm going to leave this one at that. I was pretty happy with this cup of coffee for what it was, and I would assume a lot of people that like this type of coffee would be as well. So I'd love to hear from you though, if you've tried this coffee or if you are a fan of Coffee Collective. Please let me know what you think of this coffee, them, just maybe Danish coffee as a whole. If you're enjoying the content, give this video a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This right here has been a review of the Akmel Anaerobic Natural Processed Ethiopia from Coffee Collective. Thank you for watching.